Ja, oder? Ja? Ja?
Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hello, Waleed. Nice that you could join us. Hi, guys. We're just waiting for some Facebook friends to join us and our Instagram friends too. Hello. Hi. Hi, Elise. Okay. Hi, Ibrahim. Hello. Okay, guys. So during the course of this week, I've been dealing with ways that you can speak about general topics that everybody can talk about easily, not anything too complex. And double backing this on, hello, Miriam, on the fact that if you're taking the IELTS, these are the type of topics that you need to master if you are going to succeed, particularly in speaking part one. Hi, Miriam. So over the course of the week, we looked at how to talk about work, about study, about our hometown. And yesterday, I also dealt with answering personally difficult questions. So answering questions which are personally difficult, not because they are complex. Thank you, Mariam. Not because they are complex questions, but because they're difficult for you. So if you guys missed that video, you can go to our YouTube channel and check it out. It was pretty good. Dealt with how to circumnavigate difficult questions. Today, I'm going to end the week by dealing with something that students are asking me a lot, and that is, I'm stuck at home. I don't always have the opportunity to get online and chat with anybody in English, like literally speak to them. And I'm never going to be able to increase my vocabulary or improve my speaking, because all I'm doing is listening and writing and reading and no practice of speaking. So I know that it's tough, guys. I really know that it's really hard, but there are ways that you can help yourself. And today I'm going to talk about that, how you can improve your speaking at home, alone. Yes, you heard me. So the first thing you need is will. You want to have will. You need to be motivated to want to do this, all right? And this is really important, guys. You want to improve your speaking, you've got to put in the effort. It just is what it is. Elise says, happy Friday. Yay! Happy Friday. It is. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get a list of topics or themes that you want to be able to talk about accurately, but more importantly, confidently. What are those topics that you're interested in talking about? For me, it's travel. I love talking about travel. So make a list of those topics, right? Whatever they are, anything you want. The second step is you want to develop ideas around the topics, not vocabulary. That's the third point. Before you go to vocabulary, you need to look at ideas. So you're going to break down each topic into different ideas, and you've got to develop those ideas. So example ideas for my favorite topic of travel would be things like, where do I want to go? How do I want to go there? What is my budget? Do I have a budget? Troubleshooting. What if I have issues? Am I traveling alone or am I traveling with company? Baggage, equipment, perhaps the travel that I'm going to embark on involves hiking, so I need equipment, or anything else that you may need. And of course, feelings. How do you feel about it? Emotions. How does traveling make you feel? There are certain places that excite me more than others, etc. So you write out your ideas. Then step 3, you develop vocabulary for those ideas, vocab, expressions, anything that is related to that particular idea. Once you've got the vocabulary for those ideas, you've got them all down on the list, you look at them, now it's time to improve that vocabulary. So let's say, for example, you wrote under budget. Under budget, I would have written, I don't want to spend a lot. I don't want to spend a lot. Now, that sentence is okay. It's a good negative. It's a good negative. That sounds odd. It's a well-structured negative present simple sentence. Nothing wrong with it. But it's very low-key. We can jazz it up a little bit. And we can say, I'm into budget traveling. I'm into budget traveling. So I've used some expressions. I've used budget traveling, compound nouns. So all of this together makes for a higher level sentence. Let's say I want to go to Japan. What about improving it to, I'm keen on visiting Japan. I'm keen on visiting Japan. So the idea here is that you go back to step 3 where you've got your vocabulary. Hi, Anna. Where you've got your vocabulary for the ideas that you developed. You look at them and then you research ways to improve your own vocabulary. How can I make this jazzier? How can it be spicier? All right. How's it, Anna? And really good that you could join us today. Missed you. I missed you. Okay. That was step 4. That was step 3. What was step 4? No, that was step 3. Step 4. I've said this a few times, but I'm not so sure if people do it. It's a little bit weird, but it helps. Record yourself. You've got your ideas. You've got your vocabulary. Now, come up with 6 questions that would require you to use one of your ideas to answer. Simple questions is, for example, where do you want to travel? An example, right? Where do you want to travel? Who do you want to travel with, right? Don't write anything down. This is key, friends, absolutely key. Don't write anything down, because if you write it down, you will spend more time thinking. You will use grammar, which actually you probably wouldn't use when you speak naturally anyway, because you don't think of it, right? Trust me, it doesn't work. So don't write anything down except the questions. Don't write the answers down. When you're ready to answer, turn on your phone and record yourself speaking. So this exercise is really useful after the recording. The recording is the easy part. Afterwards is where the learning comes in, because this recording is going to pretty much be your teacher. Just hear me out for a second. So it will help you basically underline or highlight your weaknesses. So what you're not good at. And you've got to be mature about this. You know, don't over-criticize yourself. You can't pinpoint on everything, but there will be those 2 or 3 things that absolutely you need to focus on, right? So let's go down the basic list of what you'll be looking for. You'll be looking for pronunciation. Can you understand yourself? That's a good indication. Have you understood yourself, right? So there's that. Then when it comes to fluency, so are you speaking like the flow of a river or like a robot? So look at that. Fluency. Inside fluency, you want to consider hesitations. It's normal to have natural hesitations, but not or silence. You want to be careful that the hesitations are natural, like swallowing, for example, and then moving on. Another one under fluency would be your extended answers. Have you just answered the question, or did you give extra information? So if the question was, do you like traveling? No. Another question, where would you like to travel? And I just say, I'd like to go to Japan. That's it. There's no extension. You haven't actually given the listener anything more to consider. I'd like to go to Japan because I've always been fascinated by their culture and the way that traditions, ancient traditions and modern life are, they live side by side. It's always something that works, right? And again, technology, love it when it just sneaks up and bites me. Hey guys, hello to everybody who has just joined us. And Elise says because she loves sushi. Yes, and because I love sushi. Apparently, though, they say that Japan is not the right place for sushi. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. But let me get going. I'm being distracted now. You're distracting me, Elise. All right. So we've spoken about fluency, the flow, and of course, extending your answers. One word or small sentences are no good. Repetition. Now, repetition can be done in a number of ways. Either you've run out of ideas and so you're regurgitating the same ideas. You're not paraphrasing, so you're using the same words over and over again. All right, so those are the two that you want to be careful of. Are you repetitive? Vocabulary. Is your range of vocabulary interesting? Or are you just using the same basic lexes over and over again? All right. Grammar. This is the interesting one. So very often I find students wanting to try to use complex grammar. But, and this is a promise that I'm making from me to you, and I've been doing this for a long time, focus on your basic structures. Get those right first. And then, and only then, start looking at other structures. All right, so make sure your verb to be, you're using it correctly. Are your pronouns in the right place? Is your subject, verb, object, your concord, is that accurate? Are you using the present simple when you're supposed to be using the present continuous? Are you using the past when you're supposed to be using the present perfect? Those are important structures that you need to absolutely ace before you consider using fancy technology. I don't think you get technological grammar, but anyway, I've got technology on my brain, sorry. So focus on the basics. And I know that you might be an advanced student and you're studying IELTS, etc. But I promise you, you'll make a much better impression if your basic structures are used correctly and rather bumping up your structures with fantastic, new, interesting vocabulary and expressions, rather than using or trying to use really hardcore grammar, but getting them all incorrect. Okay, so important. You can try to use one or two tenses creatively. For example, with the present perfect. If you're using the present perfect, why not throw in a little bit of the past simple in the end? And I'll give you an example. I've never actually been to Saudi Arabia, although because I've taught so many Saudi Arabians, I feel as though I have been. I went to Egypt a few years ago, though, which was as close as I got to Saudi Arabia. So I started using the present perfect, and then I melted in a little bit of past simple, showing the listener that I'm able to manipulate the language. All right, so this is really something that you can work on. So recording yourself and then listening to what you have said and really analyzing it word for word and sentence for sentence for sentence, you will be able to be your own teacher and highlight those areas. And this is really important. Now, when it comes to running out of ideas is a big deal. I get it. This happens to everybody, including native speakers. I have an excellent idea for you, something that you can try. It's a technique which I really believe works. I've tried it a number of times, particularly with IELTS students. So this technique will help you to extend what you're trying to say. So instead of those one-word answers or those, one-sentence answers, it'll help you extend. It will help improve your grammar. You'll increase and or activate passive knowledge, increase your vocabulary, or activate your vocabulary, making that range larger. And of course, it makes you more interesting because you have more to say. So this technique is the 3 seasons technique. 3 seasons technique or method. I haven't quite considered the name yet. So speak about the topic in the 3 tenses: present, past, and future. Now, I know that you think that I'm mad, but hear me out. Let's say you are asked a question that you don't know much about, all right? Try and split it up into maybe even just 3 sentences with that each deal with one of the tenses, right? That way you will have said 3 different things, right? Instead of just one. So let's say we're talking about travel. So somebody has said, so do you like traveling? Something as simple as that. Do you like traveling? You can start with the present and say, well, I wish I could travel now, but considering the restrictions that we have, and we have to be careful with money, I'm not going anywhere. Present. For the past, but I have visited some really amazing places in the past, and I look forward to getting back on a plane and traveling as soon as possible. In the future, as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to hop on a plane and head to Japan because it has been a lifelong dream. And I think I have earned the right to go. Well, earned the right to go. I think I've earned it. I need to go to Japan. So somebody asked me a question. Don't have much to say because we can't travel right now because of COVID. So I say something about that in the present. Then I move on to what I have done with regards to traveling in the past, and then what I'd like to do in the future. 3-season technique. Try it. I'm telling you, it's going to work. It will allow you to be flexible, to talk about many more things without forcing you to sit there and try and think of stuff. And it's easy. It really is easy. So can you see how it will also help you improve your use of structure because you're sort of forcing yourself to use the different structures. So with that, you will never run out of something to say. You'll always have something to say. All right. So I hope that this technique or this idea is useful and you put it to good use, as well as all my other tips for improving your speaking at home. And with that, I leave you guys. It's been a fantastic week. Thank you very much for those of you who joined me this week. I hope you gained a lot from my talks. If any of you missed any of them, you can go onto our YouTube channel and have a look at all the videos and many of the other videos that we have as well. And as always, English 1 is online and we offer online classes as well as specialized lessons and private lessons. So if any of you are interested in any of these, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on any of our social platforms and have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your weekend, be safe, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.